What is up, everybody? So today's video, I'm gonna be bringing you guys my zombie deck profile for the May 2019 format. So with all that being said, let's get into it. Without further ado, let's begin. Started by saying I asked you guys what deck you wanted me to post next, and you guys did vote for zombies, the pure version and not the regular version. Before we get to the actual video, smash that like button. If this video gets 100 likes, I'll try to post a combo video within the next couple of days showcasing the combos this deck can do. Now, if you guys can see right here, I decided to take the stun approach for the zombie deck, because for the zombie deck in particular, there's two approaches you can take. You can take a super hyper synchro variant, which is the Shiranui build, which kind of got some cute plays. And then you can take the fun version, which is the vampire version. And then you can also take the best version, in my opinion, which is the control version, which pretty much runs the control of Doom King Battle Roach. And the extra deck in this video really does not matter, but for the purposes of this video, once I get to showing you guys the deck profile, I'll show you guys why the extra deck it is. So let's get into the deck profile. Alrighty, so I'm running 1, 2, 3 Doom King Battle Roach. This is pretty self-explanatory. This is the boss monster of the deck. You run a half 3, no exceptions. He's too good once he starts going off. For you guys that are new to the deck and does not know what Doom King Battle Roach does, during your main phase of this face of card on the field zone, and pretty much if you have a zombie ward on the board and if he's in your graveyard, you can special summon him to the field, and then once per turn while he's on the board and the zombie monster activates their effect, he can negate their effect, and or he can banish one monster in the field or graveyard. So that is pretty good considering the least. If you get 2 of these guys on the field, they're pretty much over. GG, no re. So, and I don't believe it's once per turn. You can, probably the same effect as Doom King Battle Roach again with her. So okay, so you can only use it once per turn, but just having a 2800 beat stick with Zombie World on the field, a card that can just stun out the meta, is pretty good. So you're gonna run 3, no exceptions. Now for this deck, I also decided to run 2 Gozuki and 2 Mizuki. Now the reason why you run 2 and 2 is because you're running 3 of another card I'm going to show you guys in the deck. And I apologize for the crappy lighting. I promise the lighting is going to get better in time with this room. I'm running off room light right now. So Gozuki poops out a zombie. You can poop out your Doom King Battle Roach, or you poop out your Mizuki to special summon your Battle Roach back, or another zombie. A cool play you guys can make is Gozuki send Mizuki. If Gozuki dies, you can use Mizuki to bring Gozuki back and do the play again. So we're 2 and 2, 3 is too cloggy, but 2 and 2 is pretty good. 1, 2, 3 Necro World Banshee. I'm running 3 because she not only protects your zombie world, but she searches your zombie world by banishing herself to add it to your hand and or on the field, I believe. Yeah, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard and activate one zombie world from directly from your deck. So if you have her in grave, for example, if you want to dump her Gozuki, you can banish her, activate zombie world. So that's really powerful. You want to run 3, consistency, and if you dead draw her, like hypothetically speaking, you can just play her, protect your zombie world while you got Battle Roach on the board, and then that way you don't have to worry about your opponent stopping your board. So the whole purpose of the deck, it was originally a starter deck, and just going over the deck again is mainly just the stun. Now I should be running 3 of this, but I only have 2, so I'm running 2 Vampire Fraulein. You need to at least run 2. 3 is mandatory in my opinion for any zombie deck, but 2 is good. This card is so freaking annoying. For any of you guys that have ever played against the zombie deck, you guys know why. And it pretty much stays when the monster declares an attack, especially this card from your hand in defense position. You can only use the effect of Vampire Fraulein once per turn. Once per battle, if your zombie battles an opponent's monster during a damage calculation, you can pay life points in your opponent monster. And your opponent monster gains. Your monster gains attack during a damage step, pretty much to beat over your opponent's monster. Really good, really powerful. Your best card in the deck, hands down. It can literally stall you out in this win you game majority of the time against any deck you play against, with the exception of decks that just board wipe and attack for game. So pretty good to stun you out and pretty good to stall you out. Since this is a stun deck, you're gonna run 3 Ash Blossoms. This is a zombie. You can recur back with Mizuki to go a synchro play, and or you can just stop the opponent. It's Ash Blossom. You got some on theory. You run this at 3 in every rogue deck. We're also gonna go 3 Ghost Reaper, 1 of Cherries, also a zombie. Now, the reason why I wanted to go Ghost Reaper, 1 of Cherries is because I figured since this is a rogue deck and it is a zombie deck, it fits the theme for 1, but for 2, it has the very good niche of stunning the opponent as well. Pretty much the zombie deck don't really go into extra deck that much for this build. In this build, your whole purpose is to go into Doom King Battle Roach as quick as possible and make sure your zombie world is on board. So with that being said, if you can just stun out your opponent by stopping their extra deck, that is huge. Hitting a Solomon Great Wolf is huge. Hitting a Nightmare Mermail to stop all those combo plays is huge. Heck, even hitting a, what's that? The 1 Link 4 monster that lets you draw 4, pay back 3. That is huge. So I think, honestly speaking, this card can pretty much hurt the opponent. It's not guaranteed to win games like in certain formats, but that's why you run 3. Just to stun out the opponent, which is why my extra deck is pretty small right now because I don't have all those cards. But I go over there towards the end of the video. 3, Glow Up Bloom. Glow Up Bloom is good as well to run at 3. For 1, you run Link Kuriboh, which I will be. Well, I don't own it, but you run Link Kuriboh, it triggers effect. But for 2, its effect's really good. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish it from your graveyard to add 1 level 5 or higher zombie monster from your deck to your hand, or if zombie world's on your field, you can special summon that card from your deck to your hand. And then it says for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon monsters except zombies. So that's pretty good as well to just instantly bring out your Battle Roach when you synchro it off, pitch it for a 1-for-1, things of that nature. Now the cream de la cream to the deck, 3 Unizombies. He pretty much turbos out the deck. If you open him up to opening turn 1, you're usually in a good position playing against this deck at locals and playing with the deck in the past. Unizombie is one of the best cards you can have. Pretty much, you just send. Let me try to focus that focus. Oh my god, that's target 1 face-up monster in the field, discard 1 card, and if you do, increase the target's level by 1. Then you can target 1 face-up monster on the board. Monster you control can attack for the rest of this turn, except zombies. Also, you can send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard if you do. Increase that target's level by 1. So you just pretty much shit out zombies and then start bringing them. Alrighty. Now for the spells. Hefty monster lineup. I believe it was like 22 or something like that, but you pretty much need all of your monsters for active spells because they all have effects in hand. So you pretty much need to run a hefty monster lineup in a zombie deck. 3 zombie worlds, staple. Need to get it. It's the anti-meta card. It can hurt Thunder Dragons. It can hurt Sky Strikers. I believe it can hurt Guard Dragon Crusadia. I don't know how good it does it. Oh, I think it can hurt Crusadia too because I believe they're, I'm sorry, Orcus, but I believe they're, no, I don't think it hurt Orcus, but it can hurt a lot of decks. Post in the comment section down below what decks this hurt. Really good card. So yeah. 2 Pot of Desires. This will give deck a little speed. You do run a lot of 3-ofs in this deck. It's a 40 card main deck, but sometimes you might just need to dig into your deck a little deeper, and Pot of Desires just gets you there. 1 Terraforming because they got limited to 1. 2 Pot of the Wildlies. I was running 3. I decided to cut it to 2 because, yeah, Pot of Desires. Okay, Pot of the Wildly. You need more cards in this deck to search out. I mean, to be honest with you, now that I think about it, you probably can get away with running Pot of Extravagance since you don't really use your extra deck. But at the same time, you are running your Ghost Reaper, 1 of Cherries at 3. So, I mean, if you got the Extravagance, you can run the Extravagance in the place of Duality. Overall, Duality is good for just doing more digging. The deck doesn't really special summon that much. It just sets up Battle Roach for the standby phase and just try to stun the opponent out. I'm not planning on winning any YCSs or anything like that with this deck, but I'm trying to build this deck to be at least good on a regional and local level. It may be as good as it possibly can be. Of course, if I had all the cards, there would be tons of different tweaks I would make to this deck. But for the most part, this is a good starter deck for zombies to get you there. 1 Book of Life. I think Book of Life is very solid. Bring back your Ash Blossom, Zero Springs, bring back your zombies, and just go from there. 1-1-for-1, Zombie Anachronized. Card a lot of zombie players tested out when they first built the deck. However, they took it out because they realized it kind of was a brick. But at the same time, once you do get the ball rolling with Doom King Battle Roach, you can take their monsters. On the flip side, once you get your zombie world on the board and your opponent has, let's say, a Thunder Dragon monster, This states if a level 5 or higher zombie is on the field, target one monster opponent controls, take control of it into the end phase. You can literally play Zombie World while your opponent's playing Thunder Dragons, take their zombies, take their Thunder Dragon monsters, and go off and do what you need to do. So that's really good. I'm still a fan of Zombie Power Struggle. Running at 2. It's the zombie version of Honest, boosts your zombies up, and it recycles itself, so why not? 2 metaverse for the zombie world because terraforming got limited, and then I still like to run the Return of Zombies. This is a pretty cool card because it's spot removal for zombies, honestly. When you get Zombie World on the board, it says banish 1 zombie on the field. That's obviously from either side of the field. Then special summon 1 zombie from your graveyard, sorry, from the graveyard of the player who controlled it, to their field in defense position. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one of your banished zombies into the deck, and if you do, set this card. Banish it when it leaves the field. I like it. It's going to save your butt. Pretty techy. So the extra deck really don't matter. Like I said, once again, you can opt into extravagance if you're going to go baller status for this deck, or you can just opt into just doing what I'm going to do is make it as anti-meta as possible. You do want to run the Synchros. I do run the Red Eyes Synchro Dragon just to have something to play. I mean, there's better Synchro. I know that there's that new TG Synchro that he's I think a generic. You can bring him out. He gets counters, and then you can remove counters and negate spell and traps. You can opt for that as well. Picture will be on the screen at the store, of course. And you can also opt for a Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon, which is a pretty good choice for this deck to do some damage. Undercloak Talker because he's generic, zombie synchronized to take. And honestly, the rest of the extra deck is going to be a Link Rebo, which I don't have right now. Sorry for making this video super budget. And everything else is just going to be for anti-meta. Obviously, you want something for the Orcus, Crusadia, Guard Dragon matchup. You obviously want to have the Mermaid. I just want to have this for an example. I think Shizuku is good. They do have one of the red Sky Striker Link monster. Since they got limited to 1, you don't have to use that for the Ash Boss. I'm sorry, Ghost Reaper, Winter Cherries. Just get rid of the blue guy, and you should be good to go. Then, of course, this is for Solomon Grays, removing their wolf. And then the rest of the extra deck, you can alter it towards the format, which is why I like the zombie deck. Because honestly, it didn't pretty much change that much at all. There's not really a lot of zombie support or big zombie support that's come out since the release of the structure deck. So you guys can take this deck as a stepping stone to build towards a more competitive version of your deck. So yeah, man, tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like the video if you're new here. Subscribe for more. I plan on uploading more deck profiles throughout the week. Let me know what you guys want me to upload next. This is InnovationYGO, and I'm signing out. Peace and stay innovative. Deuces.